Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Football Manager 2017. Today we have what I consider to be an extremely important game against Wraith over here. We've played them once before and lost while we are at home. We are now going to be playing them away. We're going to be playing them at their stadium, which puts us at a disadvantage, and we're really tight in our race here. For the promotion playoff. Really want to stay up here if we can, and one of the big powerful ways of doing that is to book more points. I guess in a sense, whether we're ahead or behind of a race doesn't matter that much because there's such a big difference between 4th and 5th, for example. But if I'm correct and the format of the promotion playoff does mean that the 4th place has to play against the Premiership team, we really would prefer to stick into 3rd. And frankly, if Falkirk loses their next match, I don't know, I could check to see what they're playing against, but it doesn't matter. If they lose their next match and we win, we'll actually go up to 2nd. I mean, we may not stay there, but it'll feel really, really good. Now, Wraith, just like most other teams in this league, it seems, and I think, frankly, it's a fairly maybe Scottish thing, or even, I think, more of a British thing. To play that 4-4-2 kind of setup, I think, is quite common in the English and Scottish football leagues, at the very least. I don't know about, the others, but it seems to be relatively common. So once again, we're going to employ this particular stratagem. What I think I'm going to do, though, is rather than play Crane in support role, I think I'm going to play him on attack over here. And the reason I'm going to do that is, while I am very worried about sort of being outflanked by this particular setup, I still think most of the scoring is going to come from the middle via their strikers, and we do still have a good sort of bottle, choke point, bottleneck kind of thing going on there. Crane will still, be on the defense when we're on the defense, but I want him to move up further when we're in the offense, and then that might actually work much nicer with the counter mentality, to have him move up and then open up the possibility for a big long pass to get in there. So let's go ahead and give that a try. And maybe Nikki, I'll go ahead and put you on support as well. With the same sort of logic, I mean, Nikki's not going to move quite as far forward, but he might open up some more offensive passing opportunities. Yeah, go ahead and scout these various countries and things like that. That's going to be fine. And I think it's time for our match over here. Yeah, we played them once. They won once. It was 2-1. It was quite early on, before we'd made some of the adjustments. I don't even think we had a full set of players at that time yet. We'll see. And Degigan, of course, is still 1 yellow card away from being suspended. But there's nothing, it'll happen at some point. He'll get a yellow, and there it is. Alan Forrest, no longer... we've met his promise about more starting play, which is great. Our morale is really good overall. Peter Murphy's still looking for some more, but we're giving it to him there. So hopefully that will be okay. Let's go ahead and submit the team. And slight favored odds towards Wraith, but not too much, and I think that's actually quite fair. Again, I think on paper they're probably a fairly more expensive team. Let's go and do. Oops, come on, boom, comparison. Yeah, more value. So about twice as valuable as our team. But I think we're utilizing our team better, and I think we really are very, very well matched. So I think the fact that we're away is going to hurt, but there it is. So we're going to go ahead and, yeah, pretty much do this. I don't know if I need to mark the second midfielder. I think that might tie up too many of our people, but the two strikers and then the two people who might come in, the two wingers might come in from the flanks. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, if one of these, if one of the fullbacks is moving forward for a cross, go ahead and close them down quite quickly, and hopefully that'll be okay. I wonder if any of these people are like, particularly strongly, one-footed. Like, how do I? Was it like one-footed and poor, like flair is like the person you really want to show them on the wrong foot? There's like something like that. Like this guy here, Mark Stewart, maybe he's the better pick for, like, we'll just put him on his weaker foot or some damn thing. I don't know. So what are we going to do? What are we going to talk to these guys about? We're going to form morale is high, but I don't think I want to say, we owe Wraith over what happened in the last match. I'm worried this would lead to too many sort of fouls and yellows and that sort of stuff. Supply some pressure. I expect nothing but a win. Okay, listen keenly, and then we'll do the passionate thing. Although with morale being so high, part of me is wondering, like, maybe I shouldn't just mess with anyone. We even got a morale boost over there, so that's going to be great. Start game. All right, we're going to be in the red kit today. Looks very nice. We've played a lot of home games in a row, it feels like, or maybe... I'm not sure. Ooh, that pass to Moore would have been quite nice. Good interception by their team, I gotta say. But I'm liking our possession so far. That's a little bit disappointing. Harkins. Come on. We'll try to... Oh, and we've got a free kick right away. Not just sails wide. Or high, I should say. Which means there's going to be a goal kick over there. How's our passing so far? It seems fine. Their passing's good too. I mean, we're only a few minutes in, so the stats haven't really picked up too much. Oh, that's not true. I mean, we've completed 30 of 38 passes. And we've got decent form going on here. Big forward push there. Can Moore get to it? No, but pressures it enough, actually, that we do continue to have control over here. Forrest is... What are you going to do, Forrest? Now, take a look at Wraith over here. We did tell... Or Crane. We did tell him to be on the attack fullback. I'm surprised he's not a little further forward over here. Although if he did that, he might not be available for a pass. Forrest has got some options to pass back. I can actually see a pass to Harkins coming up over here. Oh, Doherty. Similar. Oh, I think that was actually a tackle away, but Thomas is able to pick it up. Then it gets tackled away again, but Devlin is able to... I mean, that would have been a throw-in for us. That's... Deep cross. Okay. I was to say, was that a score attempt? No, that was a cross, but no one was going to be in position to run up there. Ooh, bit of a forward pressure on the goalkeeper there. May have pulled their strikers out of position, but not too much. Geegan pulls it away over to Harkins. Harkins to Forrest. Forrest to Moore. I mean, we are seeing that center passing, which is good. Geegan over here. Forrest, who's got Thomas well there, and Crane is starting to do that push-up. Thomas and Moore in the middle, which is exactly what they're looking for. Moore looks like he takes a shot. Just bounces off someone, but that will give us a corner, which is quite good. Greg Moore takes our corners, right? Oh, Harkins. Okay, yep, that's good too. Don't mind that. Put it to the middle. It does get knocked away, but Thomas is going to be able to keep it in. Harkins with another cross, but there's no one nearby, which is a bit unfortunate, and it looks like we are now going to be on the defense over here. Having some shots from long, but they're from long range. I mean, there's only 3 shots so far. I think it's a little silly to talk about things. I want to do some work ball into the box, but I don't think we're going to do anything like that quite yet. Ooh, not very often you see the free kick actually hit the wall. Oh, ball gone out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in for us. Okay, good. So we still have possession. Overall, possession is dramatically in our favor. Again, our passing's fantastic. They're actually having a really hard time with their passes, which is interesting. What is that a sign of? Is it a sign that they're really trying to play down the center and we have too many people in the center that really are aware of the position? Does it mean our play strategy is working out well? We're out shooting them 5-1, which is really great. I'm wondering if we actually want to play even less countery. Do we want to play standard or control going on here? I don't think so. Just wide, which is going to be a goal kick. Wonderful. So back in on us. That's their second shot. If we can turn... So work ball into box. I guess we could take a look at the teams. I guess there's even the shots. Is that just a shortcut to this? Oh, that's not the one I want. No. Teams. Shots. It goes a little higher up. For Air United. That's true. We actually haven't gotten the ball into the box once for a shot. I mean, and I think it's mostly just we haven't had the opportunity to do it. But we might want to go and encourage them to do that. See if you can work the ball into the box a little bit more before you take the shot. I don't know. Okay, another shot. Oh, offside, actually. So either way, we've got possession, that's for sure. Instructions did go in. We're 30 minutes in. Harkins is going to get a free kick from over there. Does get knocked out, but Harkins is going to be able to get it back in. Murphy, who's not a bad long shot, he takes it. Pinballs around. Oh, my God. Beautiful shot by Forrest there, who's not very good with the long shots. But, yeah, that works out fantastically well. I mean, we didn't score, but it looked great. And we do get the corner out of it, and we're going to get another throw-in. So the possession stays on our in our hands on the offensive end. But apparently nothing came of it since we're not getting a highlight for that. Although time's going very slowly for some reason here. Calican's getting a yellow. All right, we've got no yellows over here. Energy seems to be relatively good so far. No scores yet in this first half. And it feels like we're outplaying them. That does not look particularly work ball into the boxy. I could wait for overlap and things, but I think that might cut down on too many goals. I gotta be honest, like... Keep going, we can win tonight. I'm actually a little disappointed. It feels like... I mean, we don't... I guess we're not dramatically out shooting them, but 2-1's pretty dramatic. I'm disappointed that we haven't scored. It feels like we should have had more opportunities. They're drawing a lot of fouls, which is interesting. They even got their yellow card in here. I'll have to consider doing some substitutes sooner rather than later. Long shot there. Duhin does keep it. And, oh, I guess Duhin didn't actually get his hands on it properly. Okay, they draw an offside, which is good. I was a little worried there. I'm like, how come we're not just getting a goal kick to restart our offensive over here? Yeah, Harkins again getting a little bit tired. But that's, I mean, he plays extraordinarily well. And hopefully we can keep him on as a coach after that. I kind of like the idea of having him, you know, stay with the club for another 20 or 30 years. Thomas, hello. Excellent move, pass forward there. Very aggressive. Does get tackled away, which is too bad, but doesn't mean we can't necessarily still turn an opportunity. All right, they're starting to do some substitutions over here. Who did they just sub? How to be aware of that? Okay, they just subbed out 2 people that I didn't have any specific instructions for, so that's fine. But I think we might do that ourselves. Again, Gary Harkin's quite a good player, but we're going to bring in Paul Kearney, who's also pretty good, and he's going to have a lot of energy. And maybe we can get something to happen there. Kearney's not super comfortable in the advanced playmaking role, actually. I think he's going to be more comfortable as an attacking central midfielder. Again, keep the offense up a fair bit. Do I want to do a second sub over here? Some of the people who are more tired are actually playing relatively good. Do I want to change my tactics? I mean, again, we seem to be playing better. The ball's not going to the net, but otherwise we seem to be doing better. I could consider doing the thing where I move Jamie Thomas to Craig Moore's position and then bringing Kevin Nisbet over there. But I think I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to wait until everyone's getting a little bit more tired and then bring in the fresh striker. Hopefully we can get a late goal and end this with a 1-0 victory. A lot of action going on. There's our sub happening, which is going to be good. And yeah, I think most of our subs are going to be up at the front. Although our defense is starting to have a bit of a harder time now, if I'm going to be honest. Again, let's check any more substitutions. Oh, we do have a new striker in here, so I want to mark you. I mean, do I want to change anything else? Do I want to do some explicit marking? Do I want to play people a little bit deeper? I mean, we're control mentality, so we're still a little bit more defensively minded. I suppose I could bring back my fullback a little bit more if I'm worried about, you know, being overrun a bit. It's not what happened there. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Get the fucking ball. Holy Christ. Now, I think that was McHattie, who is... Oh, pause. You're supposed to be paused. McHattie is, yeah, one of the fullbacks, so we're not permanently marking him. I think that's okay. We are trying to close him down quickly when he does have the ball, but that was very terrifying. Okay, we're at the 70-minute mark. I think we're going to go ahead and do that plan. Craig Moore's getting pretty tired. I'm going to move Jamie into his role, and I'm going to replace Craig Moore with Kevin Nisbet over here. Get fresh legs as a striker role. Again, the sharpness is a little low, but that's okay. These guys are getting a little tired. Yeah, that's probably a decent idea. We'll bring in Robbie Crawford for Ross. Or Caleb Crane. I mean, we don't really have a good sub for you. I could bring in Paddy Boyle, who's actually a pretty good player. Especially if it doesn't look... His star rating is a little lower, I think, because of the wing-back role, which he's not quite as comfortable at doing. The ball-winning midfielder. I think what we are going to do is... Oh, Rob Crawford, I didn't realize your condition's so low, too. Alternatively, I could sub Nikki for Tony. Yeah, let's do that. And Crane, I think I'm going to pull you back just to scooch into the support role. Just a little bit less overcommitting. If we end with a 0-0 draw, it's not too bad. I don't want to give up a late goal because we overextended our defense too much while everyone got tired. I mean, we've got a lot of, we've got some freshness up front. Hopefully that will pay off. Also, flipping the false 9 with the poacher might confuse the defense a little bit, depending on how they decide to mark or close down or tackle people. It might cause them to play a little bit less optimally. Thomas, with the free kick there, goes up, so they're going to get a goal kick. The shots have really equalized. Their passes have gotten a lot better, too. I guess one of the things they could do is do an analysis teams, not shots, but rather passes, by Wraith. In the second half. Oh god, there's too much. It's too much. I mean, where are they completing their passes? Oh, I deselected that. Okay, there we go. Completed passes. I mean, it's happening all over. It's not like I'm seeing a weakness. I mean, there's a lot of... They're playing maybe a bit more of an aggressive, shorter passing game here, and we're not intercepting on the defense as much. That's entirely possible. I have the wrong team selected, for fuck's sake. All right, let's try that again. There is a much bigger density of non-intercepted passes here. So it would be my sort of defensive left side. More passes are being open on my defensive left side. Now, perhaps bringing Crane back here is actually going to help for that. He might not be quite as far forward. Maybe he'll find himself in a better position overall to intercept some of those passes. I'm actually wondering about making him just like supportive fullback instead, so even less aggressively minded, so he should be a little bit more available for some pass interception, which seems to be maybe what's enabling some of this. I mean, the game's basically over. I hadn't realized we're like literally 2 minutes away from the end, and we're gonna end 0-0. Really? I'm quite surprised and kind of disappointed, and Thomas... No. I think someone took the ball away from him there. It wasn't actually Thomas with a dumb shot. Said something about being dispossessed of the ball, and I think that's it. It was knocked away. Well, 0-0. I'm not actually disappointed. I'm not actually disappointed. I would have liked, I would have liked to see the ball actually go into the net. Imagine that. And it feels like we probably should have won that one 1-0. But it's a tough result to take. I'll say you're unlucky tonight. There we go. Just a little bit like that. I feel like it should have been our game, but I guess 0-0 is fine. Again, it continues again, it continues to put a little bit more distance between us and the rest of the pack down here, so that's not a bad thing. I would have liked to position ourselves better overall. Did Falkirk lose theirs? I assume they just played it. There must be a way for me to find out. News. Maybe they didn't have the match today, or are they still playing? Because their latest news results is this game here. Oh, here's their schedule. That's what I'm looking for. Air, and then... No, they don't play... They don't play against until the 3rd of December. Okay, so they actually played an extra game then. Because now we're all tied up over here. Wow, that is some intense competition for the top. It's pretty amazing. I'm trying to read, why would you get so much of a break? I guess the teams here are decisively or routinely beating the lower teams, but having a hard time edge out between each other at the top here, which is okay. It keeps these packs separated. I guess that's fine. What we really want right now, one of our most important things, is to have these middle of the pack teams not get extra points. I mean, obviously they'll get some points between each other over here, but if they can keep drawing each other, and actually I guess they're probably pretty happy that we're drawing each other at the top, because you have to remember, when two teams at the top draw, it means the teams near the top generate an extra 2 points. Whereas if one wins and another loses, then the teams collectively generate 3 points. A little prisoner's dilemma, right? So me and Wraith, right? Instead of drawing, if instead we alternated wins, you win, I win, you win, I win, you win, I win, we would end up generating more points overall and therefore put more distance over here. So these ties, these draws are keeping the league a little tighter together, which is exactly what we're seeing at the top here. But I still think this is a pretty good gap over here. We'll see how it goes. Worth noting, Queen of the South and St. Mirren, they're only at 13 games here, so if they both book wins, they'll be at 18 points. One of the other books a win, they'll be at 18 points, and that does close the gap a fair bit. I can't be too upset about drawing here with Wraith. Again, it feels like we played better, but I might have to revisit that game and figure out is there something in the final third that's not working out. Clearly the defense is doing a pretty good job, but even with Crane on attack, it wasn't resulting in anything. I feel like I'm not using Forest correctly, I mean, I could encourage you to move into channels. Something like that might be good. I mean, that's what Moore is doing, right? Move into channels. Thomas is always super far forward. We could just sort of overload that, almost playing. It's almost starting to feel like a 3-striker configuration. We've got Forrest on shoot less, just to try to encourage him not to shoot as frequently. He is still training up well towards places shots. We could also consider training him not to take long shots, but encourage him to shoot more, while encourage him in training to take fewer long shots, and then that might work out relatively well. He doesn't have anything that super stands out, Not bad at dribbling, not bad at finishing, not bad at first touch, but it's not like he's a super crazy strong player. Decent pace, decent acceleration. He's fine. But now that he's satisfied about having been started enough, I'm wondering, should we be starting Paul Kearney instead? Paul's got the long shots. First touch, a little less finishing, but better long shots. And as the attacking midfielder, like, it's weird. To me, it's kind of strange that Alan Forrest isn't more comfortable as a striker. And maybe he's just been poorly trained to date. He's only 20. Maybe we could switch that around. Right? Like, thinking about his stats, doesn't he make so much more sense as a striker as opposed to an attacking midfielder? I'm kind of wondering about that. Where he can't head. That's actually a big problem. He'd have to be paired up with someone who's, like, tall. He needs to be paired off with a big man who can do the headers. That might be part of it. I don't know. I guess we'll keep playing him like this for now. How's that actual training happening? Are you, like, developing skills? That's something... what's yellow? Technique's been going up. We've been training that very specifically. I don't remember. I guess we can see it. Isn't there a chart where you can see, like, all the things with nice little arrows and stuff like that? Attribute changes. Oh, yeah, then you have to turn things on and off over here. It's kind of annoying. Aesthetic quality players technically aim who refine they are with the ball at their feet. Technique is important in being able to pull off tricky passes or cross-field balls. Yeah, I think continuing to train in technique does make a lot of sense. I mean, having him in that advanced playmaker role is good. Is there redundancy? If we're playing Harkins as an advanced playmaker and Forrest as an advanced playmaker, is there some redundancy? Do they step on each other's toes? Is Harkins moving forward a lot so that effectively, in a sense, we're almost playing with, like 4 attacking midfielders / strikers, which is kind of a dumb sort of composition. But again, it feels like our defense is doing okay. I don't feel like I have to pull Harkins back anymore. Although, I guess, like, how did we do it against Falkirk? We played him as a deep-lying playmaker in a supporty kind of thing. I don't remember if it was defense or support. I think it may have been support, deep-lying playmaker. Maybe that would be better to put a little bit more distance between these two and open up more actual passing opportunities. And Harkins is better on the actual long shots. He's actually quite good on the long shots, which is one of the reasons I like having him moving forward a bit more. And ideally, I'd actually put him in Forrest slot again. But the problem is Forrest can't really play any other position in our current composition. He's very good as attacking midfielder. He's also excellent as a right winger, as attacking right winger. But that's not really what we've got. And it's like, what if we sold Forrest? What if we sold Forrest next time we got, can I get, oh, list. Next time the transfer window opened. Is this it? No. Really? Oh, right here. 2nd of January. So we're coming up on that. What if we sold Forrest? He's not a bad player. He'd probably fetch a certain amount of dough. Valid at 10,000. I know, it might upset the team if we go to trade him away. But then we move Harkins. Well, okay, here's the thing. Oh, he's only 31. For some reason, I thought Gary Harkins was 35. Keep talking about him being an old man. Was it Greg Fleming who's like 35? No, 30. Hang on. Someone's goddamn 35 years old. General info? Age? Peter Murphy's 36 now. There we go. Maybe that's all I'm thinking about. Still quite good, Peter Murphy. A lot of his physical stats will go down. His mentals should stay up relatively well. I mean, I'm not trading away Harkins. That would be crazy. I'm just wondering if we're giving up, like, Harkins should maybe be up front if we're worried about giving up scoring opportunities. Right? These two should be swapped. Harkins should be playing as an advanced playmaker. Actually, I'm not even sure I want that because I don't know if I like these shoot less. He should be playing as an Ungosh, which is what we were doing before. Like, he's super comfortable in this role, dribble less, a lot of, risky passes, sure, he doesn't close down. The dribble less is kind of funny. I guess it's going to encourage him to pass early or shoot. He's going to pass or shoot. He's not going to wander around with the ball. And I kind of like that, and I think it works relatively well in our counter mentality, right? We're going to counter it, get it to Harkins, and he's going to shoot, or if he can't get a good shot off, he's just going to pass, and he'll take risks to the pass, right? We've got that, and again, we get back to the position of, okay, so then, hey, we start Paul Kearney over here, another person with long shooting potential, and we play him as perhaps deep lying. That does have to shoot less often, which isn't what I want, because, well, deep lying playmaker does care about the shoot long shots. You know, even an advanced playmaker may move him a little too far forward. And he likes the risky passes. He's quite good at passing. Like, this makes so much more sense to get the ball up. I'm not sure if this is going to take good advantage of the shooting, but we've seen they do penalty shots from this position, something like that. So either as a deep lying or advanced one. Deep lying a little bit more defensive. If we've got Harkins in attacking mentality, yeah, sometimes the screen doesn't update. Okay, so you'd actually be most comfortable in a support role, either deep lying or advanced, but relatively similar. Okay, we can maybe judge on that based on what team we're facing, and how much we feel we need some defense there. But like, I feel this is better. I'm upset that I'm not using Forrest as something other than a substitute. But honestly, that might be the right way to go. Like, you're more of a backup player as opposed to a first team. This might upset you, but it's kind of true, buddy. I like this setup so much more. I mean, we can do that for a while. It'll take a while before Alan Forrest gets upset that he's not being started as much. You know, maybe we can start him from time to time, just sort of split the workload between Harkins and Forrest. Forrest will still see plenty of play. We're going to sub him in a fair bit for Harkins, or we might even do this sort of thing where Harkins falls back and then we bring Forrest in, just like we sort of do some sort of role swapping in the front. Like, this just feels so much more sensible. Now we'll get slightly more shooting and slightly more higher quality shooting here. Forrest may have been one of the reasons we didn't score a goal in that other game, is because his finishing is good, but not his long shots. But he doesn't want to play as a striker. He's just sort of an odd character. Maybe I should train him up to be a striker. What if okay, so let's figure this out. Kevin Nisbet, we are training him up to, what? No, not defensive forward. That's incorrect. My bad. You are going to be playing as a poacher. What's your, oh, that's the other problem with frickin' Alan Forrest, is he's short. Well, I don't know if he's short, but he doesn't have much of an aerial game, I think. Because he has like a rating of 1 or some goddamn thing. Jumping reach of 10. That's not bad. I mean, it's not huge, but it's not bad, right? Jumping reach of 10. Heading of 11. Rather than a poacher, are you actually almost better if we put you in, like, as a target man? I mean, you're not comfortable as a false 9. But if we trained you up as a target man and trained up Forrest as a poacher, you know, maybe by next season he'll be ready to do something like that. I mean, we've got Thomas, he's really good. I don't know. I think we're going to keep Kevin Nisbet. I'm actually going to switch. Yeah, make sure to work as a poacher. That's going to be fine. Your off the ball is actually pretty good. Our first touch is kind of crap. Could you practice that? That would be actually really handy. Let's focus super hard on first touch. I don't know what we're going to do with Forrest. If we were to sell him, what would we look to replace him with? Is an excellent question, and I don't know what the answer is. Well, that's going to wrap up today's episode anyway. We'll go to this for now. Again, we may start Forrest from time to time so he doesn't get super cranky. But I think this is better because Harkins is much better at shooting the ball. We get the ball to him, he can score potentially just as much as some of these other guys. I don't know what his stats have been so far. No, he's got 6 freaking goals. Thomas has got more for us, but Harkins has got more goals than Craig Moore, even though Harkins has been playing more midfield for a long time here. Yeah, I think that's been holding us back. I'm just trying to make Forrest happy And I think that's maybe a bit of a mistake. All right, thanks for watching, folks. See you next time.